Okay, I think I'm recording. All right, guys, welcome to the call. And this is a short presentation in regards to what we call the healthy breakfast presentation, kickstarting your journey in relation to our amazing program. So what I'm going to do is I normally ask people to be interactive with me, but seeing as we've got so many on the call and I'm super grateful for that, I might just kind of give you the overview, and then that way you guys get an understanding of what most people do. Okay, so to get started, this is what most people will have for breakfast, or they would have no breakfast. Okay, I always share this with people, and you've probably heard this so many times. From being a kid right through till now, breakfast is the most important meal of the day. The reality of it is we don't obviously pay attention to that because a lot of us either skip breakfast or don't have the right breakfast. And, today I'm very big about educating you in analogies. I like to use analogies because it kind of explains to people why they should do something rather than just being told to do it. Because let me be real. Every time we tell an adult to do something, most of the time they kind of just sit there and go, well, who the hell are you anyway to take that advice from? So I'd much rather explain why you should do something. You're probably more inclined to do it. So the word itself, breakfast, means breaking fast. You've been asleep, whether it's 6 hours, 8 hours, 10 hours, and really within the first 30 to 40 minutes, that's your window, you need to break your fast. Now, we have to do that with a protein-based breakfast to kickstart your metabolism. And, a lot of people talk about metabolism and it's like wishy-washy. This is going to break down exactly how you do it, okay? Now, I often use the analogy of a car. If you jump in your car right now, zero fuel, you're not going to get very far down the road before it conks out, okay? The same applies with a road trip. If you're driving from Townsville, for example, all the way down to Sydney, you need to stop along the way and you need to refuel as you go. Our bodies are exactly the same. Within that 30 to 40 minute window of waking up, you need to be able to fuel your car so that you can actually go and kickstart that metabolism. And then you need to stop along your day, during the journey of your day, and you need to eat consistently during the day. So food to your body is no different to fuel to your car, okay? Now, a lot of people get a little bit hard on themselves, and I'd suggest that you don't. The reality of it is 48% of Australians now have no breakfast and 47% have a sugar-based breakfast. Everything that you saw previously is either very high in carbs, very high in sugar. Everything that you see in a cereal aisle literally is full of sugar. The only things that I would suggest are in a cereal aisle that are safe is Wheat Bix and raw oats, neither of which contain protein, okay? So, really guys, not many people are doing the right thing, about 5%. So, you don't have to feel like you're getting a slap on the wrist here. Here's the effects of having an unhealthy breakfast, things like lack of energy, headaches, unbalanced sugar levels, digestive problems, muscle breakdown, mood swings, insomnia, skin problems, all sorts of things. And, if you've heard some of our other presentations, you'll know now that across Australia and New Zealand, 67% of the population is overweight or obese. In North Queensland, it's 72%, which is just phenomenal. And even in our children, the obesity rate is 25%. That means 1 in 4 children are overweight or obese. That is incredible. Here's the effects of having, an unhealthy breakfast or not enough water during the day. Type 2 diabetes is a big one. We've got 2 types of diabetes. You've got type 1, which is incurable, and type 2, which is actually curable. You've got cardiovascular, which is more about heart problems. Respiratory is breathing. Digestive is obviously your gut health. Joint pain, psychological problems, and a reduced quality of life. So here's where the challenge is. 30 years ago, we ate an average of about 200 kilos of food per person per year. Now we're having about 50% more, about 300 kilos per person per year. So rather than nourishing ourselves, we're eating far too much food, and we're actually eating too many processed foods, if that makes sense. So for me personally, it's not just about the quantity of food, but the quality of food. Realistically, guys, we're not eating out of grandma's veggie patch anymore. And so what's happened these days is that, in the old days, and I'm talking only 20 years ago, you would have walked into like your Coles or your Woolies, and the whole store would have been no more than 6 aisles deep. Now you walk in, there's 35 plus aisles, Everything is supersize me. Everything is lined on walls and walls of these shelves that can last for years and years and years. And that's that processed crap that takes so much for your body to break down. 80% of people would come to me, say to me they have lack of energy. And most of us on this call have children, and most of us wish we had their energy. Well, let me tell you something, guys. You do have the same energy as your children. Unfortunately, though, due to the choices that we eat, the food that we eat, we're using all the energy in our body to break that food down, which is why we're left with nothing to exert. So very powerful. Really, it doesn't matter whether you have a common breakfast like you saw earlier or no breakfast, you get a very similar pattern form with insulin levels and sugar levels in your body. So, really, when I look at this graph, guys, what I explain to people is that normal blood sugar levels should be within those green lines. But every time you have anything like coffee, Coke, energy drinks, high carb foods, donuts and bread and rice and chips and whatever it is you can think of, potatoes, really, really high starchy carbs and things like that, you get a big spike of insulin in your body. And then generally speaking, after people have had that, they get a big crash. And that's when most people, like after dinner, feel like, crawling under their desk at work and having lunch, not so much dinner. But, this is something that is actually avoidable, and it's you that's creating the pattern through the choices that you eat. There is actually no difference between whether you have a common breakfast or no breakfast. The only difference with no breakfast is that you start the pattern later. So you start on a low instead of starting on a high when you've had, say, coffee in the morning and you get a big hit of insulin in your body. Guys, every time you create these curves and you get to these hunger periods, you're storing anywhere between 2 to 10 grams of fat on a daily basis. Now, that doesn't sound like a lot. 2 to 10 grams a day, not a lot, but do that over a couple of weeks, a couple of months, and all of a sudden you go to a function and you can't fit into your jeans or you can't fit into the dress anymore that you wanted to wear. And that's when it hits people. See, a lot of people say to me, it's so easy to put weight on, but it's so hard to take it off. Well, I'm here to tell you guys that you're just serving yourself a BS story. That's the God honest truth. The reality of it is that we put the weight on incrementally, very slow. Okay, it comes on and it goes off at the same rate. But the reality of it is that we don't ever pay it any attention until that time where we have to, go to a party or a Christmas party or a function, and then we go to fit in the dress that we thought we were going to wear, and we can't fit in it, and then I have to lose that weight yesterday. It doesn't happen like that, guys. So this is what we teach people. Give yourself the ideal breakfast, which basically supplies your body with essential nutrients, the right amount of water, basically balance out those sugar levels and those energy levels in your body so that we keep your blood sugar levels in check. What that does is it retains the lean muscle mass in your body, and then we burn body fat. This is a big one, okay? As you see from these, you might look at these and they may be reflective of what you look like in the mirror in a bikini or in some shorts, okay? The reality of what I share with people is if you look at every single image, not one of them has a weight attached to it. That's because our primary focus with what we do is body fat percentage. Because two people can weigh the same and look extremely different, okay? So, I always say this to people, just which one weighs more, 2 kilos of muscle or 2 kilos of fat? And most people, the first thing that comes up is 2 kilos of muscle. I'm like, well, hold on a minute. It's 2 kilos. 2 kilos is 2 kilos. However, 2 kilos of fat takes up 3 times as much room as 2 kilos of muscle. So that's why it's important not to focus on weight and focus more on centimeter loss, focus more on body fat loss, okay? So guys, what we are about, just so you understand, is not just weight loss. We're here to help people in all aspects of their life. There's healthy aging, helping people get leaner and firmer. More vitality means more energy. We're massive in our company on heart health, sports nutrition, weight or muscle gain, alertness. We help a lot of people that study, to help with alertness and energy, as well as healthy parenting. A little bit of history on the company. We've been around for 40 years now. In 1980, we started this amazing and incredible company. It's now active in 94 plus countries around the world. I think 97 at last count. You know, we comply with all the regulations and the labeling laws, which basically means that all of our products need to be labeled like medication, and what's in the products is on the label, and what's on the label is in the products, okay? You know, we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee. I tell people all the time, you follow the program and we will guarantee you results or your money back. You got nothing to lose, guys. Listed on the New York Stock Exchange, what does that mean? It means that we're a very transparent company and our books have to be open to auditors. You know, and last year, just as an example, we did a turnover in 2019 of $7.8 billion in sales. I guess what we're trying to show you is that we're not going anywhere in a hurry. You know, I touch on these because it's important to understand that we've got over 50 PhDs and 300 scientists working in our corner. You know, as an example, this gentleman, Dr. David Hebers, won Best Doctor in America countless times, you know, and that's voted by his peers. 35,000 other doctors have voted him #1 doctor across the US. You know, Dr. John Heiss, he works very closely with our sports nutrition and our sports superstars, and you'll see them in the upcoming slides. And we're the only nutrition company on the planet to have a Nobel Prize winner working in our corner, Dr. Louis Ignarro. And he's won a Nobel Prize in medicine for his work with heart health, you know, helping prevent people with his products from having heart attacks, you know, so it opens up your cardiovascular system, which is just incredible. In relation to our sports stars, you know, the pros use it. It's safe for them. You know, they haven't got a fear of anything being banned in it that's going to ban them from getting started, you know, from not being able to start in their own games and their own sports. And if it's safe for them, guys, I can tell you it's safe for pregnant ladies and breastfeeding mums and everybody, really. And, you know, if there's anything that we're concerned about, it will be on the label, and you can always consult your doctor, no problem. In relation to our philosophy, you know, a very big part of what we teach is that 80% of your result will come from your nutrition, okay, and 20% from your exercise. You know, we're not saying you give 20% when you, you know, you come to our classes or you do our online stuff. We're saying that that is the result. 20% of your result will come from the workout, but 80% is getting the nutrition right, the food right. The reality of it is you can't out-train a bad diet and you can't outrun your fork. You know, we've got these free community fitness communities across Australia now and across the world now in those 97 countries. And, you know, here's just a snapshot of a few of them that we run. We've got one coming up soon. We basically charge $20 registration, which kind of encompasses your first pre and post workout drinks for free. And obviously, you know, giving you weigh-ins and photos and measurements and everything. And then all the classes, which are, you know, for us here locally, we do 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, all for free. We do this online, excuse me, 21-day challenge. Now, these are incredible. You know, when we used to run our boot camps month in, month out, we'd weigh people at the beginning, and then 4 weeks later, we'd weigh people at the end. And we would check on people throughout the month, but we would never really knuckle down and see what they were eating and where that 80% of the result was, right? So we've created these online support groups, which basically provides full support, coaching. It gives them ideas, it gives them exercise routines, daily education and motivational videos, snack and meal guidance, you know, accountability, which is so important, and guaranteed results, and all for $10, guys, to be part of this online community when you're on our program. And let me tell you something. The results have just been phenomenal on this, and for prime reason. Now, if you're participating in your own success and you're posting your food on a daily basis, and we can check that food, we can knuckle down and kind of go to you, look, not enough protein on that plate. You know, don't take it as criticism, but we're trying to help you get results and expedite it on a daily basis, rather than waiting a whole month between weigh-ins and then we have to correct what you've done. You know, you kind of feel like you've wasted a whole month then. At least doing it this way, daily basis, and the small changes on a daily basis will actually expedite your results much faster. So really, really encourage you guys to do this. You know, it's something that I brought out here from the UK in late 2018, and it's just delivered outstanding results. You know, we have a whole heap of other strategies to support our community, you know, things like, you know, nutritional workshops that we run, you know, events, shake parties, skin parties, all sorts of stuff that we run for our people. If there's anything that you want to understand better or be a part of, by all means, let us know and we'll reach out and we can help you. So people want to kind of understand, where do we get all those nutrients to pack the punch and get the metabolism going first up in the morning before we write you the meal plan for the rest of the day. And it really is this program that is the absolute minimum to give you all your essential nutrients. Now, you need on a daily basis 114 nutrients just for your body to function at optimal levels. 114. From this program here, you get 118, and I'll break them down for you. So our aloe vera, this comes in 4 different flavors. You've got the original grape, mango, and mandarin. Okay, and 3 capfuls of this on a daily basis will give you 75 of those 114 nutrients. Incredible. This is basically going to support your digestive system. It's going to help with the villi, making them healthy again. They're your nutrition receptors in your small intestine. And then as a result, that's going to help you absorb the whole food eating that you'll eat for the rest of the day. Okay, and then absorb nutrients from your whole food. Okay, the tea, whilst this isn't actually got any nutrients in it, it's packed with antioxidants. It's a fat burner. It's basically, we talk about this all the time. The more you drink, the more you shrink. And I mean, even at this time of the night, guys, I'm still got it in my bottle. I'm still drinking it. And let me tell you, amazing flavors. There's an original, which is like a lemon. There's a peach, and there's a cinnamon donut, which I call a cinnamon donut. It tastes like a cinnamon donut, but it's what I call a hug in the mug. And every mug that you drink of this stuff, you burn 75 calories sitting on your butt. Like, the more you drink, the more you shrink, guys. Let me tell you, this stuff is incredible, and it helps with that water intake. And I'll touch on water in a bit more detail soon. In relation to the shakes, these are giving you 23 of your 114 nutrients. Now, there's different shakes for different people. Some people are okay to have all of them. Some people have, whether they've got an allergy or they just can't take them because they're gluten intolerant or whatever. There's something to meet everybody's needs. So this one here is our Formula 1 shakes based on soy proteins. This is packed with all your vitamins and minerals, and it comes in 5 delicious flavors. You've got vanilla, strawberry, mint choc, cookies and cream, and Dutch chocolate, which is like a dark chocolate. And they're a soy-based protein. Then you've got your gluten-free something. This product is not made on soy or dairy. It's made on pea, rice, and quinoa proteins. And this one here is for those people that are gluten intolerant or vegetarian, right? And I know a little bit later this year, hopefully we'll have a banana flavor in this, but this is a vanilla flavor. And then we've got the Formula 1 Sport. Again, same amount of nutrients, but this is a whey protein. So it's based on a milk protein. However, it's lactose free. So if you're lactose intolerant, you can still use these products, no problem. Okay, and this again comes in a creamy vanilla flavor. I often share that if you've had a McDonald's soft serve, it kind of tastes like that if you make it icy enough. Okay, now, like I said, the shakes predominantly give you 23 of those essential nutrients. The aloe gives you 75. The multivitamin gives you 20. When you add them up, 20, 23, 75, that's 118. Like I said, you need 114. And this supports your immune system, provides nutritional support for healthy bones, skin, and hair. Everybody needs a multivitamin, guys, just so important. So we touched on water, and I'm going to just break this down for you. Our body is made up of more than 70% water. And we need to make sure that we're not dehydrating our bodies, because it results in things like this, your weight gain, your muscle, fatigue, cramping, migraines, blood pressure issues, kidney problems. I had kidney stones before I started with Herbalife. And, the one thing that obviously didn't help was that I wouldn't even drink 600 mils of water a day. And so, we teach people this all the time. You need to be drinking about 1 liter for every 25 kilos of body weight. Okay. Now, quite often people go, oh my God, I won't stop running to the toilet if I drink that much water. And here's what I'm here to share with you today, guys. If you're not drinking the water, you're hurting yourself. If you're not going to the bathroom consistently, it's actually, that's what's not normal. And quite often I say to people, look, if you really don't believe me, let me use this analogy. And again, I'm very big on analogies. If I set you a task and I said, for the next 2 weeks, go to the toilet, whether you do a number 1 or a number 2, don't flush the toilet. Would you listen to me? Highly unlikely. And most of the time when I ask for reasons why, people throw all sorts of things at me. So they will say to me, you know, it stinks, it'll get blocked, it's septic, it's disgusting, it's gross. You get all sorts of stuff thrown at you. Let me tell you guys, why do we do that to our own body? How do we flush the toilet? Using water. How do we flush our body? There's only one way to flush our body, and that's using water. So it is important, and really it's the water that activates our programs. So, you know, when that happens and you get this right, the magic happens. And just here's some of the very select few results that we've got. You know, you can see from these results that we've got weight loss, we've got muscle gain, we've got shredding, we've got toning, reshaping, all sorts of stuff. And these are just literally 8 of those, okay? So guys, whatever it is for you, you know, we want you to be healthier, you know, we want you to be full of vitality, you know, it really is up to you. And we're here to help you achieve your goals. So let me just touch on what we call our ambassador program. And this helps you qualify for bigger discounts. And, you know, potentially I'd like to show people how to eat their products for free. You know, so in a normal situation in a supermarket, you have a product sitting on a shelf and you've got a client that's pushing a shopping trolley. And there's all these people in between that put their markups on it. Now, I'll use toilet paper because that's something that's scarce these days. But, you know, if you want to get a roll of toilet paper or a packet of toilet paper, you don't really care how much money is made on that. You want it, you put it in your trolley and away you go. Now, that's not, you know, whether or not the, you know, Coles makes 5% or 5,000%, you're not really interested. You just kind of go, look, I need the toilet paper, it's going in the trolley. Our product is moved in a slightly different way. It's person-to-person marketing, and for valid reason. And I'll break this down for you. You've got Herbalife and then you've got a member. And you've probably been invited on this call by a member who's trying to get you happier and healthier. Now, you as a client, you know, get started and you get on your program. What we're teaching people to do is to help other people in our community as well as helping yourself. These products can't be sold in shops. It can't be bought online. You can only get it from another member. So what we're teaching people to do is if they can refer a couple of friends, we'll get you registered as a member where you can get your own online shop and literally order your own products from the comfort of your own lounge room. They'll be delivered to your door and you'll be able to continue on your program. Why do we encourage people to start by getting the products from a coach or from a member and why we don't sell them in shops is because have a think about it for a second. If you've been involved with us before or have an understanding of network marketing, when you go to a shop, for example, and you bought a whole heap of products and you set them on a checkout and you said to the checkout chick, listen, I want you to put these through for me. And while I'm there, I want you to give me a meal plan, take some photos, take some measurements, put me on a body composition machine, write me a meal plan. Oh, can you do me a favor? Can you check in with me every couple of days? The lady or the guy would think you're bloody mad. And that's where we're different, guys. That's where we differ. It's not something you can just buy. Your products come with a coach, someone that's going to look after you, deliver those results that we guarantee, and we're going to care for you. Once you leave that shop anywhere else, whether it's Coles, Woolies, nutrition shops that sell products, you're not going to get the service after you've left. That's it. They've made their sale. And that's where we make the big difference between what we do at Herbalife and anywhere else. So guys, let's summarize this and we're done. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. It really does affect how you feel for the rest of the day. Our ideal breakfast is fast, tasty, convenient, contains all those essential nutrients that I spoke about. 60 seconds in a blender. You don't even have to use it as an excuse. You could literally blend it and jump in the car and drive and drink it on the way to work. So, you know, really ask yourself this question. You're either going to be 1, this is not for me, no problem. 2, you really want to get started and, you know, you kind of want to be healthier and happier. Great, fantastic. And number 3 is like, you really want to do it, but you reckon you might be able to get some accountability buddies. And let me just talk about that for a second. Accountability buddies for me gives you or reaffirms for you that you're probably going to be more likely to succeed because you're kind of relying on each other. You bounce off each other, you do it together, you can track each other, you can, you know, sort of, you know, send each other photos of your food and what you're doing to exercise. And it's really more encouragement and accountability. So ask yourself today, are you 1, 2, or 3? And make sure you get back to your coach and let them know what that option is. And guys, really, that's the end of the presentation. I really appreciate you listening in tonight and looking forward to getting you started on our program very, very, very soon. So Thanks very much for